Alright guys, and welcome back to another creepy episode on the channel. This week, which has been highly requested, we are going to be talking about personal paranormal experiences. So I'm going to start with my personal ones and then we'll go on to Fiona's. Alright, so my experiences in particular aren't just exclusive to me, it's sort of happened to my whole family within my mum's house. So I think the house in particular is haunted. Alright, so let me set the scene. When I was about 13, my mum bought this house, and basically we had a look around, and the history of it was that this guy's wife had passed away in this actual particular room that in the future turned out to be my room. But when we were looking around, it was really creepy because the guy had he was so upset about his wife dying that he moved out from that bedroom and made it into it was like a model train sort of.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a model train station thing. My mum bought the house, we moved in there, and it was very much around that room that all the sort of crazy stuff was happening. So that room turned out to be my room, and I felt very, very, very uncomfortable sleeping in that room, and I've never had trouble sleeping before, never been scared of the dark or anything like that. But I hated being in that room. I would hear just random taps and scratches and stuff like that, and it actually got to the point where I would sneak out my room and literally sleep on my brother's floor. It was that bad. No, but yeah, you think this is just me being a scaredy cat. Then we fast forward to my mum having another kid who's now obviously my little brother. He inherited that room that I had. I didn't want to obviously say anything to him because he's just a little kid and I didn't want to spook him. Anyway, turns out that he hates being in that room for some reason, and he likes to go into my brother's old room, just like how I did when I was younger. The scene is set. Basically, it was my room, I hated it. It turned into my brother's room, he hated it. One night, my mum, the whole house awoke to my mum screaming, basically. And the story was we went downstairs and she had sleep paralysis, where she felt like she was being strangled. And when she woke up, she could have sworn that she saw a dark-figured man in the corner of the room next to the door. So we basically put that down to just maybe she was still dreaming, sleep paralysis. Yeah, that happened a few more times to her. She keeps having these episodes, which are terrifying. I can't imagine what it's like to have sleep paralysis. But when it got a bit more creepy was this one night when apparently my mum was home alone and my younger brother Tim was in bed upstairs. She was in the living room, and basically the living room is you're sat facing this way, and then back to the right there's a conservatory bit. Anyway, so she heard some noises back there that she couldn't quite explain, and she was looking around what's going on. And then she paused the telly, a few more noises. And out of nowhere, so she's fully awake at this stage, she saw this black figure just bolt it past her, like ridiculously quick, you couldn't actually focus on it, do you know what I mean? Boom, and then just run down the corridor, which leads to the front door. So she was sort of stood there oh my god, what do I do? Do you know what I mean? Because she could have sworn it was the same dark-figured man that she saw after her sleep paralysis episodes, which is kind of strange. I texted my mum the other day and I said, has anything crazy happened in the house since I've been away? And she said, yeah, around the same time every night, it sounds like someone keeps walking up and down the stairs to my old room. That's what she said.
Oh, we need to get her on the channel.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll go and do a ghost hunt there. And I said, oh, what, anything else? And she said, and Poppy, which is her dog, she said, she keeps running up to your old room and just staring at the corner and barking. Oh. Yeah, and seriously, yeah. And I was like, oh my god. And the exact corner the dog goes to was the corner that really sort of spooked me out, because it's a corner where there's a kind of a built-in, I don't know, gap into the roof. You can open it and actually goes into the roof, because it's a really steep sort of roof, and you can sort of go into the roof through this little creepy cupboard. It's I don't know, 3-4 feet high. You can just crawl through it. And yeah, that's what she was, just standing at barking. I always had these sort of weird feelings in this room in particular, but the one weird thing that happened to all of us at the same time, which I still have no idea how this could have happened, was we basically all went out for dinner one night. I think it was a Sunday. We came back, and by the time we came back, it was like pitch black outside. Basically, when you go to my front door, it's like one of those doors that are like see-through glass, but you can't like distinguish things. Do you know what I mean? Like blurry glass.
Yeah.
And how my house works is you've got the door and you look straight down, and it's a massive corridor that opens up to the lounge, the front area, where my mum was sat, where the shadow ran past her. So all the lights are off, apart from the upstairs lights on which we leave on so people think that people are in. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone does.
Yeah.
My mum, we're all looking because it's freezing. We're like, we need to get inside. She puts the key into the door, and as soon as she does that, at the end of the corridor, you just see the light go on. You just see the living room light just switch on. And then my mum was literally like frozen. She was like, and I looked at my mum. I said, "Did you just see that?" And she was like, "Yeah." And my brother saw it as well. So she took the key back out because we thought it was like, is someone in the house? Do you know what I mean? Because how would a light switch on by itself? You can maybe, like, if it was the other way around, a light went out, maybe you could say like the fuse blown or something. Yeah. But like a light to physically get switched on, and it's so creepy because it's this dark corridor, and you just see it go, freaky. And like we were frozen. So eventually, like a few minutes, like we open the door, and me and my brother like run in, like to see like if anyone's in there. Like we scout out the whole house, no one's in there. But that's my sort of ghost experiences to date.
Your house.
Yeah, you don't like it either.
That room.
That room, yeah.
Yeah, just being in there, it's like the atmosphere is so like someone's watching you. It's horrible.
And this is when I first started going out with you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I didn't even tell Fiona that I hated that room, and she just went upstairs into it, and she was like, didn't you say
I was
like, oh,
stood outside the threshold, almost like there was like a barrier. I didn't want to step into it. It was really weird.
It is a really weird feeling in that room, and I don't know why, but
I couldn't sleep there. I don't know how you did.
No, honestly. I hated it. Oh, I hated it. But yeah, no one sleeps in that room anymore. So my actual younger brother refuses to go in that room. So now we're going to move on to Fiona's, and I'm not even joking with you. The first one she'll tell is just the most horrifying thing I think I've heard.
So basically, my grandma has a house in Wales that we used to always go on holiday to when we were kids and up until when we were teenagers. And I never actually knew that this place was apparently haunted, and I didn't ever feel scared there, but stuff would always move. Whenever you were there, you would literally lose anything, like the keys would move, like phones would move, everything would move. And there is one room upstairs that is just so creepy, I think because it's being like redeveloped and the window can't close, so you always hear the wind, and there's like newspapers all over the floor, and it's just, it's really freaky in that room. But then my dad told me a story of what happened to him in that house when he was young, and it literally terrified me. I haven't been back since, so but we definitely need to go there. Yeah. So basically my dad was probably about 12-ish, and he used to go there every summer with his mum. And one day he was just out in the town getting some stuff, and he walked back up to the house. It's like at the top of this hill, like creepy, right by the cliff's edge, and it's just scary. So he went back into the house to see his gran, like his mum, and to give her the stuff. And at the top of the stairs, and they're like these literal, it's like a ladder basically how steep the stairs are, so it's pretty freaky. And stood at the top there was this woman, and he actually knew her. It was his aunt, and he really hated her. Apparently she was really like horrible and scary, and she was just stood there at the top of the stairs like staring at him. So he went to his mum and was like, "Oh, why is she here? Like, I really don't like her," kind of thing. And she was like, "That's really weird." Like, she thought he was joking. She was like, "She died a week ago." So what? Like, she was there, and that is so freaky. Like, it's just like such a horror film kind of thing. Like when they're like, "Oh, they died a week ago." Yeah. So scary. Yeah, the history of the house is actually really dark as well, and men often feel super scared there, because basically I think it used to be a place for women. where loads of women would stay, but they were treated really horribly. So I'm not sure what the situation actually was, but I just know that women that stayed there were always treated horribly. Like, I don't know whether it was a group or what. So whenever men go there, they always feel really like uncomfortable and not wanted there. And like, we've had people stay and they literally can't even make it through the night. They literally leave, they just go. So it's really strange. I mean, maybe I haven't felt stuff because I'm a girl, so they don't feel the need to scare me.
Yeah.
But with that knowledge, I would really love to go back, because when I was a kid I didn't know. My dad would not have told me when I was a kid because I was scared of everything, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
And do an investigation. Luke will be not welcome.
Yeah, well, if it hates guys, that'd be interesting.
It's just so scary, like for him to actually see like an apparition. That's just crazy.
That's like ghost skulls, though. Isn't it?
Ghost skulls.
Ghost skulls.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to actually see something materialise.
That'd be insane. Okay, so the last thing is just an update on my house. So my house has always been a bit weird. Like, nothing crazy's happened there, but there's just strange things. And just strange things have happened, like in my brother's room is the freakiest room of the house. Like, you find it scary. It's just like this big weird room with like loads of stuff in it, but it's just scary. It's always been really freaky. And like, I remember once all of his drawers, like, so you'd have like his chest of drawers and the drawers on the bed were just open and no one knew why. And then my brother asked my mum if it was her and everything, and she said no. So we were all just really weirded out.
Yeah.
And no one knew why they were all open. And stuff like that scares me so much. You know, like, I think it's Paranormal Activity when she walks in the kitchen, all the cupboards coming. Oh, I just hate stuff like that. So yeah, that was really scary. No one knew why. That was literally the night actually that I believed in ghosts. Like, honestly, after that I was like, ghosts exist. But since then nothing's really happened. But since I've moved back home, it's been a bit more freaky, and I don't know why. Because my mum said since I've moved back is she always hears noises, like she'll hear as if the front door's opening, and it's like a loud sound, like it's a very distinct sound, but there's obviously no one coming in, and it's like the middle of the day, and it's just really strange. Like, she literally, like, she does it literally on the daily. She'll get up and look around the house and and she doesn't know what it is. It's really strange. I mean, yeah, I did hear it once and I thought it was like the printer had turned on, but it wasn't, so I don't know what that is. And I remember the other day when you came to pick me up, and you know, I was really freaked out because I was like convinced I'd heard someone walking around upstairs, and so I went to check and there was no one there. And it's hard to explain because the house makes really distinct noises that don't just happen. So I don't know whether it's because recently we've started opening ourselves up more to the paranormal, as to more's happening. I don't know.
I think that is true, yeah. Once you open yourself up to it, more stuff happens. There's a fly in here, it's so annoying.
Yeah. And then the last thing that happened, which is the freakiest one, was I was home alone. I had a bottle of cider, right? And so I was just like, I drank it and put it down. But as I put it down, it, like, you know when you blow over the top of the bottle and it makes that like sound?
Ooh.
Yeah, like that. And like everyone does it. It made that sound, like really distinct sound of that being blown over.
Ooh.
And all the windows were closed, the door was closed. It's just this, in the kitchen, there's never a breeze in the kitchen anyway, but all the windows were closed. The door wasn't open and no one else was there. And I tried to do it myself, like I tried to put the bottle down like really quickly. It was like maybe the wind went past it or something, but it just didn't happen. That never happens. When does that happen?
No.
And that's just weirded me out since, because I have no idea. So it's literally like something blew over the bottle.
That's horrifying.
But it was such a distinct, and it went on for like it wasn't just like really short, it was like a like that, I guess, kind of.
And your cats always act weird in that kitchen, don't they?
Yeah, they always, one of them just sits by the door and just stares up at it.
Yeah.
And like, it's like they see someone. but they all do it at the same time and all looking up, but they're not looking straight. They're looking up at like person height.
Yeah.
And they're just there staring. So we've got 2 houses to investigate.
Yeah. Well, 3.
Yeah, 3.
You're one in Wales. I think the one in Wales would be the best one to do.
Seriously, I know something will happen there because I've always felt like something's weird because stuff moves all the time. So, yeah.
Alright.
Oh my god, that's
a noise. We're leaving it. Alright guys, so that has been personal paranormal experiences. So if you actually want to live more recent paranormal experiences, make sure to check out our Haunted Hotel series where we basically just sort of like try and see if places are actually haunted or not. This month for Halloween special we've got like, what is it, like the 3rd most haunted
building
in the UK, and we're staying there and for 2 nights, so if it all goes off on the first night, it's gonna be horrible the second night.
Yeah.
Anyway guys, thank you so much. Make sure to leave your paranormal experiences in the comments down below, because we obviously love reading about sort of creepy stuff as well. And as per always, thank you so much for watching our videos. The support has been unbelievable, and yeah, we love you all, and we'll see you in the next one.